Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video about how I write songs. And the process is really different for everybody, so I'm not saying there's any right or wrong way to do it, but just personally how I write my songs. Um, so I start by, everybody experiences something different in their lives that's a struggle or something happy or something sad or whatever it may be. And, if that moment is important enough to you and you want to connect with someone about it, most people just have conversations or do it through their form of art, but I use music for that. So basically, I just take a moment that happened in my life that I'm thinking about or that is just something emotional for me or that touches me, and I figure out if it's a sad thing, a happy thing, or whatever. And depending on that, I take my guitar or my piano and I pick usually minor chords or sevenths or something for something sad, and I start to create a chord progression. Usually I use 4 chords per song to 6, depends. And then I start writing that way, and if it's a happy song, I'll use usually major chords or just, pretty augmented things to make it sound happy. And then once I get a feel on the guitar or the piano, I start writing my lyrics about the moment that happened. And I've gotten a lot of advice over the years of my songwriting, but basically some of the most important things I learned is, taking the story of what's happening and writing it all down on paper first. Just writing it straight through. Let's say you're going through a breakup, you just say, my boyfriend dumped me, I'm really sad, just like that. And then once you write down the story, literally not in lyrical form, you go through it and you try to turn it into something poetic and something beautiful that people can take, abstractly. So anybody can interpret it any way that they want. So once you've gone through your story, you just take it, piece by piece or chapter by chapter, and you make it poetic. So then once you've done that, I basically start singing on the guitar or the piano and see if it feels right. And I just get this feeling, it's that's not the right chord progression, or this is not the right feel for this song. And then you just keep going at it and at it. And there is no good writing, there's only good rewriting. That's something that I'm pretty sure my 4th grade teacher taught me. But really, you just go into it with an open mind, thinking, if you really want to write a song about something that's going on, sometimes it can turn into something different. Sometimes I go into songs writing about a breakup or writing about something happy, and then I end up writing about the complete opposite, and that's okay. I also was told by someone very close to me that when you're writing, don't write for other people. If you're writing for other people, you're going to be stuck and you're going to get writer's block and you're going to just be frustrated and you don't want to go through that. I had a period where I was just writing for other people, and not by literally co-writing, I mean I was will people like this? Is this what's popular right now? And that got me on a trail and a path that I didn't want to be on and that I shouldn't have been on. So really write for yourself. Write for something that lets you express those emotions through those words. So when I'm writing, it's not I'm getting dumped, blah blah blah, I'm sad, but screw that guy, he fucking sucks, whatever. Just not what's cool. Write what's true in you. The harsher and the more real that you can be in the most raw form and most naked form of yourself is where the best writing comes from. Literally, you have to go to the time when you're just, writing in your room, where when I was 10, I was writing in my room by myself, hoping that no one would ever hear my songs and that I would just sing them to myself and no one would ever hear them because they're so dark, and I didn't want people to know those things about me or know these happy moments in my life. You have to find that place where you're writing solely for yourself, because if you can get real with yourself and be true to yourself and really get raw, that's the best music that you'll ever create, and that's what's going to connect with other people because it's real. If you're writing some fake thing and something you don't really feel passionate about, it might not turn out to be a good song. It could be a great song, but not for me. That's not how I write it. But writing has always been a really scary thing because no one really wants to publicly share things that are going on in their life. But one of the most important and most incredible things about songwriting is you can be writing about something let's say drug addiction. You could be writing a song about drug addiction, and if you use the words and you create a story lyrically, it can be seen to someone else as a breakup song. It can be interpreted any way because that's the beauty of music. Everybody connects in their own way. So a lot of people ask me, why I write songs and just what it does. And basically it's something that I've always known and something I've just always I grew up doing it because, when you're young, you don't really understand everything, or you have like your little 8-year-old problems, 9-year-old problems, whatever it may be. I found, instead of talking to people, because that wasn't something that I felt comfortable doing, I wasn't comfortable just sharing, hey, I'm upset about this with some person, like I didn't like that stuff. So I started by writing poetry when I was about 6 years old, and it wasn't like red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish, whatever, but I started writing my problems in a poetic form, and some people noticed that I was pretty good at that. And then one day I just was reading my poetry, and I didn't feel the emotions that I had originally written on that piece of paper. It wasn't emotional enough for me. So when I went back into it, I was like, what if I tried singing it? So then I started singing my poetry, and I just felt all the emotions that I originally felt writing it down, and it just felt so right, and everything was just amazing, and just totally figured out my path and what I want to do with my life. And once you discover that you have the ability to songwrite, it's so incredible. And anybody can songwrite. I don't think you can necessarily be taught how to songwrite, but getting enough advice from the right people is something that has gotten me to where I am now and where I'm going to be soon. And it's just something that you can't get, a feeling you can't get from anything else. So I started songwriting really just to figure out a way to express myself and express the way I feel and my emotions and stuff, because I don't feel like just talking to someone else is enough. I feel like I want them to see my passion and hear my hurt, my pain, my upset, my happiness, my everything. I want them to feel that. And by using my voice and my songwriting and my lyrics, that's how I communicate. And basically I just want to connect, because no matter what language you speak, no matter where you're from, no matter what your race, no matter what your religion, whatever it may be, everybody can connect through music. And that's something really different from just speaking to someone or writing a letter or something. So that's kind of why I started doing it. And then it just gives me a feeling of happiness and fulfillment that I've never felt from anything else. So that answers that. And also I got a question from Harry saying, how much do I miss the Florida boys? And yes, I miss you all. My friends from out there, Dennis, Jack, Harry, miss you guys. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much all you need to know for now. So if anybody has any questions, leave a comment down below, or email me, or message me on Instagram, whatever works. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much to everyone for your questions.